quote-unquote like T3 matchup we could get is if like we see Project Neo versus Aerial Arise. That would probably be the only thing that would top this. But Neo have had an interesting history on Cafe back from when they were Valkyrie. It started off as one of their best maps, one of their favorite maps, and then their favor on it kind of slowly tapered off. I know in another league they actually got beaten out by Redux Rising. That is a Burnt Turkey's team. Burnt Turkey is a name that you should all know. And then on the rematch though, they slammed them. It was like they lost the first time, and then the next time they beat them like 7-3 or something. But Thatcher, extremely default ban. Nomad, not as default on Cafe. Usually you see Nomad bans on like Coastline or Consulate, a lot more aggressive maps. So maybe Project Neo want to play Cafe a little bit more aggressively, and of course they're going to take off Cade as well. Cade is a little bit of a headache to deal with if you don't have a Thatcher. The final ban Mira, also extremely default.
Yeah, so keep in mind you have left up Wamai, you've left up Jaeger, and Wamai has not lost his shield yet. So
yep, man,
this is gonna be quite the utility dump game if we've ever seen it. But hopefully it should still be very intriguing. You can see nades immediately brought by Indy. I guess you said he's a flank watch, so the Nomad ban almost targeted right at him. But other than that, you could just kind of see this is gonna fester into this meta where it's just clearing everything that you possibly can. You're bringing them a Lucy on Morocco that can make Piano extremely unsafe to play. Because the radius, I don't think a lot of people talk about this. The radius on those Malusis, just crazy. The Wubwubs, absolutely crazy. That can cover a lot of space. But it doesn't seem like we're going downstairs. We're going to go over to Kitchen, and now that we're talking about this, now we're talking about Wamai, prep is going to become a disaster for attack if they can't clear those utilities or the Malusi, clear the ADSs, and maybe even clear a close shotgun player. This is going to get really intriguing here. Let's see if Seven Spades, or if Project Neo can adapt to the fact that they're not going to the most popular site in the game.
Interestingly enough as well, Seven Spades, so they're not bringing the Wamais, though they might not have as heavy of a hold on VIP, because usually we see either like Wamai playing there with a shield, or like Smoke playing there. But Seven Spades are in fact going for an upstairs roam. They've got all the jammers in position to stop the drones and prevent the intel gathering of not only the drones from Project Neo, but also Indy's, what do they call it? It's the Gemini or something on the Iana, and they're even extending all the way to the top floor. And already Project Neo are going to opt to open up the garage wall, get themselves that long angle all the way down the white hallway. And I mean, if they can establish enough control inside of white and VIP and hold the flank, they might not be forced to clear this roam. But as I say that, judging just by the amount of pressure that they now have on the roof, they're bringing the buck up there to pop them the hatches and stuff, they are probably going to be going for this full downstairs, or top to bottom clear.
Running right into Seven Spades defense. Let's see how Project Neo can handle this. Morocco is not afraid to get aggressive on this red angle. He's going to hop off of it, but yeah, I'm really interested to see what Neo are going to have to say about this, because there's a lot of utility upstairs, but it seems like Seven Spades are getting really aggressive off of this one. Mohesi. Is that it, Mohesi? He's going to be playing.
Mohes?
Mohes. Okay. I'll mess that up like 10 times before I learn, but Mohes.
No, Mohes that up. I'm sorry.
Mohes, he's actually being pressured all the way over in white, and he's going to be able to rotate down almost forcibly. So far, so good here for Seven Spades. They wasted a little bit of time, but now Project Neo can start to get themselves inside and establish themselves. You can see Indy already doing that as he's gotten himself up to heaven, and X24 also top red. So it seems like they also got one roadblock to deal with, and that is a player playing all the way back in Pillars with an MP5. He's going to spot out one, but his location is going to be well known. Impact is going to go onto the wall, but he's done absolutely no damage off of that one. And X24 is going to be able to run away completely scot-free. Can't say the same for Morocco, who has lost a lot of HP off of that one. No cigar here for Seven Spades, as Project Neo will now begin to apply pressure with both Tater as well as players starting to rotate down.
I am absolutely astounded that X24 didn't get a kill. If there's one thing X24 is famous for in T3, it is hitting his shots. In fact, the opening game of another league, X24 went 12-2 on the entry in 2 maps. That just kind of speaks to how great he is on the entry. But Mohes now sticking in VIP. He will be stunned by the Zofia, but there will be no push, at least not just yet. Pre-firing over towards the Ash of Esteem, but he'll hit the deck, and Esteem will take him out. First frag going the way of Project Neo, though with only about 30 seconds left. Valkyrie still holding by Whiskey as well, will tag up X24. There's only 30 seconds. Project Neo need to get a move on, but they'll start to hurry it up. Rexaby goes down thanks to X24. Now the Whiskey pressure is gone. You only have to worry about this player inside of Kochek, but Morocco is 1 HP. 1 bullet from this player will put him down, and there's Indy to finish him off. Now a 5 versus 2. It's Surf and Noski, the 2 anchors, the 2 SAS operators, to try and hold things down. Now Surf will get the first kill onto the vaulting Esteem through the window, but Blasville is there to get in. Noski will shotgun down Tater, but he's quickly traded back by X24. The C4 will deny the plant, but there's Indy from the double door coming in and killing Surf on the rotate. And Project Neo will force out the roam and take round 1.
That was a really heavy, for Project Neo, or for Seven Spades at least, they really relied on ones going their way, and I don't think a single one went their way whenever it came to the offsite play. Rex died in Whiskey. I believe it was Mohes to die in coat check. And
that was Morocco.
Oh,
Mohes
it was Morocco.
was the first frag inside of VIP.
Right. So, oh yeah, that's right, because he unfortunately drops out at the wrong time. But yeah, I think a lot of Seven Spades, whenever they rotated back to the site after their offsite roam was finished, they played positions where they knew that they were playing there to die, and they really relied on the fact that they were hopefully going to get some frags, but none of that happened. Project Neo played refrags, they played a lot of trades, and they ended up winning 3 gunfights before they managed to push the site and not losing a single person until they got into site, where I believe it was Surf to get 2. So really good stuff there from Project Neo. Unfortunately, Seven Spades, I feel like they didn't establish enough crossfires, and on a map like Cafe, crossfires can be your bitter enemy if you're on attack. So I think that Seven Spades need to work on that next time they go downstairs. Make sure that they're rotating into safer positions where they're not just guaranteeing themselves to die. But other than that, it's the first round. Can't judge them way too early. But Seven Spades are going to ignore that top bomb site. It is just absolutely... It's a kryptonite to them. They're going to be going over to reading and dining. Let's see how they handle this one, as they are definitely going to have to go upstairs to hold this off. But other than that, I like the way Project Neo played that, and I think if they play the same way, it should come to benefit them on this roam clear especially.
Yeah, and especially too, one thing you will notice about Project Neo's attacks is they will take this same 5 operators the entire map. The only change that I have seen away from this specific lineup that they take is maybe Tater will play the Sledge instead of the Buck, or if Kaid is not banned, you'll have Indy on Hibana and JJ on Maverick. But because there's no Kaid, because you're not really going to be dealing with a bandit on this map at all, JJ is going to be sticking on the Hibana, and you're going to have Indy playing that set of frag grenades, so you don't necessarily need to take the Sledge. Project Neo are they are a very structured team, so they are very locked in their roles. Esteem and X24 will always be on the duo entry, you know, stuff like that. And that's an aggressive jump out, but there is cover from X24. And yet again, the opening duel will go to 1/2 of the entry duo of Project Neo as Morocco. Yet again, I mean, for the second round in a row, he'll go for an aggressive gambit, and it will not work out.
Morocco on that dummy off a Pepsi vibe. Blasphel losing a lot of his HP there. But yeah, a very aggressive one. I don't know how he expected to come out of that one alive. I think that was a little bit too ambitious, but Rex and Mohes, I promise you, wow, that is a shoulder shot if I've ever seen that. X24 sounded like he took damage, but apparently not. Good pressure so far from Neo, though, just basically on all angles, just taking Rexavi, Noski, and Mohes and basically nullifying their positions right now because they are not safe. You have a person on white window, on cocktail, and you have people pushing up the white hall. Noski might do the same thing that Morocco did, but hopefully they've learned their lesson. As the push from Palace is coming in, it's going to be a trade here. 4 versus 3. Blasphell's going to take down Noski. Beautiful stuff from him. And Surf getting the intel for Mohes, who's playing this position to die. C4, a beautiful one at that, and he'll take down Indy. What a nice toss there from Surf. The 3 versus 2 intensifies. Mohes gonna get picked off there from Tater all the way over from Newbalk, and it's all up to Surf to hold down this site with the worst gun in the game. Let's see if he can do it, as he's got so much pressure, but Project Neo have all the time that they want to apply even more as the buckholes start to open up above him. what does he challenge? I mean, that's really the question. He's got so many
Yeah.
people coming at him, and Neo, they're playing this so well, taking their angles and splitting them up, not putting too much pressure on one certain side. I think that's one thing that we're learning from Neo, is that they're so good at that. Next 24 is going to take down Surf to end the round. Project Neo going 2-0. Great start from them if I've ever seen one. Playing this oh so beautifully. Great drone work as well. That's a Z-Ping moment. And Project Neo, beautiful attack from them.
Yeah, that cocktail take. I mean, you were talking about it right in the midst of the shoutcast. I mean, they had their angles locked down. One on the rappel, one watching white window from below, the rest of them pushing down long bar and white, and those roamers got absolutely suffocated. There was nowhere for them to go. 2 early frags came in the way of Neo. Yes, there was a trade, but it was still a 4v2. Surf had already used his C4 to kill Indy to put it down to a 2v3. Unfortunately for Mohes, he gets a little bit too aggressive on Heaven, doesn't look towards Newback where Tater is playing. He gets picked off, and from there, Pulse, I mean, he's got all the info in the world, but he's got no utility, and he's stuck on site. They have the intel. They still have soft read from above. I mean, not only was that a 1v3, that was a 1v3 with about 50 seconds left, which is an eternity for Project Neo to do whatever the hell they wanted. And while Tater was going to work on the floor, they had, I believe it was JJ droning out the last man in sight. Next 24, all he had to do was rotate in the pillars and pre-fire through that barricade, because shooting through a barricade is like shooting through paper. And now, 7 Spades will try their hand at Kitchen again. But at this point, Project Neo have pretty much taken their minimum quota on Cafe, right? You expect usually a 4-2 defensive half. If Project Neo take one more round, then they've effectively already won the half just by evening it out on their attack. And if they take more than that, that is going to be a massive disadvantage for 7 Spades moving into their attack.
At the moment, 7 Spades are just snowballing, Project Neo are snowballing the pressure onto 7 Spades. It's not looking good for them. And you said, like, exactly, they met the minimum requirement. They got their 2 rounds on attack, but right now, I don't think they're slowing down. There's no signs of it. Project Neo are going to go for the exact same top floor clear, and they have Mohes to deal with inside of Cocktail, so this could get interesting. I think that 7 Spades are really playing their lives right now. They're trying to hope that someone goes for a pick. I mean, we've seen that so many times. Morocco, with Malusi of all players, jumped out white to see if he can get a frag, and it just, I mean, we saw what happened. It just didn't work.
Yeah.
So I think that 7 Spades are way too reliant on hoping that they can win their ones. And yeah, sure, it'll work out sometimes, but that's a really hard gamble to play, especially with Project Neo and how they've been handling their crossfires. And even if they get an injure, even if they get it down, there's always someone there for the refrag. Esteem already taking control of Cocktail as we speak, and he's going to be able to start forcing players either down into sight or right into X24. I'm really liking the positioning so far for Project Neo, and 7 Spades are going to have to rotate down, and I hope that they can do it safely for their own sake, but it's not going to happen, as the drone work is oh so good for 7 Spades. X24 will find his opening frag, and Project Neo already starting to hurt 7 Spades. 7 Spades crumbling right now.
Again, this is why Project Neo, the pickups of Esteem and X24 have really cemented them as an excellent roster, not just because of the structure, but because of the teeth they have. They have gotten every single opening pick so far, and after X24 with the first kill, there's Esteem with the second. The other roamer goes down, Rexavy dies, and that's Castle off the board. Now sure, Castle and Malusi, they don't have a lot of utility. They have already, well, not that they don't have a lot of utility, but they don't have any utility after they've already put it down. So at that point, really, you're just losing guns, but it's still 2 men. Now Tater's gonna see 2 players, in fact, dip out of Freezer. Wow, okay. Both Mohes and I think that was Noski hugging the corner by the doorway. Surf and Mohes will now back up all the way to the west side of the kitchen, back into cooking, looking through these floor holes, trying to pick off Tater and bring some advantage back for their team, but Project Neo, again, they have 35 seconds. They have a decent bit of time to do what they want. And as the Jaeger takes out Indy, Esteem will trade back Noski. West will also take a decent bit of damage, and he'll actually be down from the player on red stairs. And it's Surf, alone, in the site. It's a 1v4. Now, he has no C4. He has no plant denial. If he wants to deny JJ, he'll just have to go for the swing and hope that he can kill both him and the cover with the limited ammo count in the SMG-11. But he's exposed to so many angles at once, and the plant will go down. Now it's just impossible pretty much at this point for Surf, and Esteem will put him out of his misery. Project Neo will take 3 rounds in a row.
Surf really just had no chance there. You had a player on double door, you had a player in bunker, you had a player above. I will say that that last frag was, well, there was not a lot of impact, but I kind of want to just preface it for a second. The amount of pressure that Project Neo are applying can be summed up in that one engagement with the mute. I mean, that is
Pretty much.
insane.
Yeah.
They have everyone locked down. The drone work, stellar. Project Neo are giving Seven Spades absolutely no room to breathe right now. And Seven Spades are feeling that. Even whenever they try and rotate out, even whenever they feel safe. I mean, we saw someone get shot through a freaking wall whenever he was inside a pillar. That is how unsafe.
Yeah.
That is how unsafe.
Yellow pings.
Yeah. that is how unsafe Project Neo are right now. Or, sorry, Seven Spades are right now. Project Neo are excellent when it comes to their crossfire. Their drone work is beautiful. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Project Neo. They didn't even make the bare minimum right now. They're snowballing Seven Spades out of this map. 3 rounds for them, not a single response from Seven Spades. They'll be going back to Library and Dining to see if they can prove themselves at least once, because right now, Project Neo are out of this world.
Wow. And for the first time this game, JJ will oh yeah, so to preface as well, if you are not in with it, with the T3 crowd, I am very used to calling Blastful JJ, so if I ever say JJ, that's who I mean. It's just a shortening, because his name used to be JJ Blastful, and I think his real name is JJ. I don't know, either or. I'm just used to calling it. Everyone calls him that, so if I say JJ, it's because it's quicker than saying Blastful. Blastful just doesn't roll off the tongue, man. But for the first time, he'll change off of I mean, it's a cool name, but it's hard to say. Like JJ is just so much easier in the heat of the moment. But he'll change off of Hibana. He's now on Capitao, so no hard breach. Now, of course, this is a reading take. So, you know, if the play for you wasn't to open the pillar's wall, then you don't really need to. I mean, he doesn't have even have the hard breach target. So pretty much, Project Neo will continue to do what they have done, and that is literally locking down every player that they want to push. At this point, Project Neo aren't taking 1v1s. Almost every, you talked about the trade potential that they have. Almost every engagement they have is like a 2v1 with another guy on drone. It's like there's no chance for Seven Spades. I mean, yeah, they might get the trade, but Project Neo still get the kill. And Rexavy is already down to below half HP as the clear from Project Neo is coming out.
I really think that Seven Spades could be due with an opening kill. I think that would really help them out. But the problem is that they're getting too aggressive for it. They know that they need that opening frag, but they are putting their lives on the line for it, and they end up getting opening death. We see it already. Rex has peaked X24 a multitude of times, and he's the only one that has taken damage throughout this entire round. Neo are going to start off with a man down, however. Tater is going to fall. That's going to be your buck down, and that's a lot of pressure alleviated. This has been a really good game so far for Tater. He's been applying so much pressure, helping out the team. So this is a really good frag for Mohes. Let's see if they can follow it up. That's the real issue that they have right now. Project Neo still outside. Got players pushing in from Piano as well, and they've made the call that Rex is still alive there, and he could be a very dangerous factor if he manages to stay alive for just a little bit longer. Surf tossing up C4, no cigar, however. He's got the intel, and he's going to be able to help out Rex just to get a little bit more aggressive and understand where his teammates and enemies lie. X24 as well, still on the cocktail window. So regardless of the fact that Rex is alive, there's so much pressure being applied right now. Blast is going to take down Morocco. Oh, but a run out here from Rex will work out. It'll take down X24, and Mohes will drop the diffuser by dropping Blastful. They now have control of the diffuser, and his team is going to have to move in and swoop for that. Indy going to take down Rex, however, it's a 2 versus 3, and from above, his team trying to use the holes that he has, but they're not going to his advantage. Now, they have so much pressure on them all of a sudden, as so many players have fallen. They're going to have to recover the diffuser as well as find 3 frags, all in the midst of 28 seconds. So much time here for Seven Spades to just stall out. So much pressure all of a sudden from Seven Spades. Now they know that they have this diffuser, and he's spotted out now in 90. Mohes right around the corner. He'll go for the frag, but won't take down Indy just yet. Indy knows exactly where he is, and he's still on very low HP. Not a single kill yet, but there it is. Mohes with his second, and Noski with his first, and Seven Spades will take their first round, a very, very much needed one. Finally, they'll be able to have a breather just for a little bit to see if they can recuperate here. Really good stuff there from Seven Spades, getting their frags, and the aggressiveness will finally work out.
All right, so Mohes starting things off. So I guess we're going to continue the trend of whoever gets the opening pick ends up winning the round. Killing Tater first, that alleviates, like you said, a lot of the pressure on those roamers because he can't just do whatever he wants with the ceiling above them. Rexavy wasting so much time inside of Cocktail. I mean, eventually he even got a pick because he just ran out the window. He knew that everyone trying to push him was either upstairs and one on rappel, so that was a free, easy kill for him. Now, I think if he opened the barricade, if he just went for the melee and just ran back in, he definitely could have lived. So that was a freebie for Indy, but it didn't really amount to much. It was wholly impactless. Project Neo just eventually had to push into bottlenecks. Indy got caught inside a 90 and Esteem died elsewhere. So finally around for 7 spades. But if they still want a decent chance going into this, they're going to have to take the next 2 in a row. Otherwise, it could potentially be a walk in the park, depending on how Neo's defense is. They'll finally go to bar for the first time. Interesting that we're only seeing this site come out on round number 5, but they don't want to go to kitchen for a 3rd time after getting slammed on it twice. It's perfectly understandable that they'd want to switch it up.
Definitely a much needed switch up, and you can see they're bringing that utility meta that we were talking about. They've got the Wamai, they've got the Malusi, so things will get interesting, as I say it in a non-sarcastic tone, definitely. So
did you see the bathroom wall is full reinforced?
That is interesting. That I think 7 spades, like I said, play to die. They play their one, see how long they can last, and eventually lose their life. That's a really good example of that. But I do like that. They've got a shield there. They're going to apply so much pressure into Piano, but Project Neo are going to have to adapt quickly. They're either going to, you know, decide, are they going to push the Wamais? Are they going to push the Malusis? Or are they just going to ignore Piano? Because that's going to be a very key choke point for if Project Neo can win the round or not. Because Project Neo are very good at isolating players, isolating individuals. You can't really do that whenever you're pushing utility on Piano. So we'll see how this works out here as round number 5 gets underway. The bullets will start to fly, and Mohes starting to play and train a little bit, and it doesn't seem like Neo are too worried about that Piano control. Not a single person is even on the roof right now. As it looks, they're all by windows or by doorways, so they might take this a different route.
What Project Neo like to do is, because they take the buck so much, is that Neo does a lot of cocktail takes. Like, a surprising amount of cocktail takes, and Mohes is going to be caught in the crossfire, but survive for now. There is another player that Tater is aware of thanks to the Z-ping, but he's not on that side of Laundry. He is in the hallway. There's 2 players for the buck to try and deal with, as the Jaeger will take out one of the drones, pre-firing over, and there's Esteem to catch the rotating Surf. That is a C4 from below down, and Tater whipping out the pistol will fell Mohes. Now, nearly traded back. He'll take a beating down to about half HP from, I believe, I don't even know. I don't know who was in range to hit him. Maybe Rexavy from above?
I have no idea where that came from.
But at that point, I mean, it's already 2 kills the way of Project Neo. You've alleviated all of the players downstairs, preventing the buck from clearing out Cocktail. You have everyone on the proper repels that they need. Morocco is isolated to pallets. Rexavy is inside of Nubalk, and Noski is likely inside of Freezer. And as your pallets player goes down, now it's a 5 versus 2, and Project Neo pretty much have all the control they need.
That was excellent from Project Neo. I mean, a key example of that was the fact that Esteem was bottom white. Rex is going to lose his life here too. Indy and Nosk, he's completely blinded out. Might this be the first fall of this round? Yes, it is, as Esteem cleans it up. Project Neo, absolutely excellent stuff from them. We are seeing tier 1 Siege played by a tier 2 to 3 team. Beautiful shot there from the Furry, and I mean, this has just been excellent. This is the best Siege that you can play on attack right now. Crossfires held, rotates cut off. Absolutely beautiful. Did you caught that one?
From the Furry.
Esteem is crazy. I'm scared.
Esteem loves the furry jokes too.
He can beat me.
He gets a kick out of him.
He can beat me up. First suit or not,
All
he
right.
will probably, yeah. But other than that,
sure, Sip Cap will fight you for him.
Oh
X24 X24 has died once.
Round 5, the 5th fall. Whoa.
Whoa. Ever.
I know
CCS
you.
season 5.
I might break the 4th wall. I know as a caster, you're not supposed to, say the tips. That's cool. I'm not good at maths, so seeing stuff like that, Wow.
No, we can mention. Awesome. I also like I think it was like round 3. The tip was like, Indy has only played operators with the same letter as his name, and I was like, it's Iana. I think Crater was stretching it a little bit. Oh, that was Keg? I knew
Max
that was Keg.
We're all focused on the game. It's like, wow, Neo are
Max
playing
is
amazing
like,
Siege.
Indy starts with I? Iana starts with I?
What?
Yo?
Indy, Iana?
But yeah, I mean, like you said, Project Neo that round, right? So the round that they lost, I think, was the one time where they really were just quote-unquote taking ones, and it didn't go Valkyrie's way. There was no one to trade back on Mohes, and the thing just kind of spiraled out of control. There was not enough pressure on the Rexavy. He stayed there for a while. He got the jump out, blah, 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 blah. But, I mean, that's really the only round where 7 Spades have been able to take their ones. Every time that 7 Spades has, like, gotten into a fight, it's been, like, a 2-on-1. Project Neo aren't letting them take their ones, and that's what's been winning them rounds. Even that last round, there were like 3 people on that roam clear, suffocating 2 guys inside the hallway by Laundry, and eventually they were like, ah, crap, we gotta get the hell out of here, and died. So yeah, Project Neo can keep that up. I honestly, and especially going back to Kitchen, where they've gotten slammed twice because of the roam clear from Project Neo. Unless 7 Spades, again, are able to somehow isolate the ones, as Esteem is just gonna sprint right past the doorway, he'll re-engage and miss the shots, and he'll die to Mohes. And there's the trade, though. X24 on top of it. He'll take a little bit of damage rotating back, but there is nobody else on the top floor. There's a whole minute 50 left to work with, and at this point, you've only lost your Ashe. You've still got Tater, who can go for the Saw Breach. You still got Indy, who's got plenty of intel. Still got your Hard Breach. Still got X24 for the entry kills.
Nash is
in my mind, this is... Yeah, I was gonna say, this is Project Neo's round to lose.
Yeah. Just clinical Project Neo at this point, clearing out everything, getting pressure from above. And there it is. As I say that, Tater's gonna take down Morocco. Beautiful angles from him. I'm thinking there's a communication issue here from 7 Spades, because that should have been called out. That was really rough there. But other than that, Project Neo, textbook Siege right now, absolutely beautiful. C4 ripped here by Surf. It's a lost cause as no one's even there to read that one. Oh no, however, someone has pushed up into prep. Surf is going to challenge us with a shotgun, and whoever that player is going to back away. That's X24. He has been excellent this game as he takes down a 2nd kill for the round, and it's going to be Nosk to try and swing this and try and take this back. Any frag can matter right now, but Nosk might also lose his life, and he will take down Rex. Beautiful shot there from Nosk to drop the Fuser and also drop X24, but he's immediately traded out by Tater from above. Beautiful stuff there from Project Neo, and it'll be a 5-1 split on attack. That just says it all for me there. Pressure absolutely applied here from Project Neo. Beautiful stuff from them. They're playing the best Siege that I've seen in quite some time, and 7 Spades are not adapting enough. This is just such an astounding game from Neo that 7 Spades, they seem flustered. They seem absolutely caught off guard. This game might be chalked for them emotionally, because this is not good for them. Yes.
Neo have been... I mean, even that last round, when Noski, great flank through prep, got a little bit scary for Neo. 1v2, it's doable for Noski, but Tater is like, nope, I've got you covered. I'm still on top of the trade. The Neo's positions have just been... At this point, it's not even 2v1s. They're taking like 3v1s. There are just layers upon layers that 7 Spades have to get through to be able to get a kill and not have a loss in the process. But 5-1 for Neo. Excellent stuff on Cafe. And they look just absolutely, like you said, clinical. Everything they've done so far looks calculated. With 7 Spades, their roams have been kind of loose. They don't have a lot of trade potential. They're, like, again, I hate to harp on it, but they've been taking ones, and Project Neo have been saying, okay, then we'll just stack up, we'll pinch you, we'll make you freak out, and then you don't even have a chance to get your gun up. Now, they will take, what is that? Reading? I think the site is Reading. I'm gonna assume that's Reading, because it's on the 2nd floor. As their first site, that's something we've been seeing a lot. A lot of people have moved away from completely relying on Bar or Kitchen as their first site. And Indy playing the Pulse. JJ is going to be holed up inside of Cocktail. Steam will likely be helping JJ. I imagine X24 might be on site, aiding the Pulse with the C4s too. This is another hold that Project Neo does a fair bit of.
Let's see if it can work out here, because honestly, Neo don't need to stray away from their default. Their teamwork is just about enough to carry them throughout this game. Beautiful stuff from them.
Oh, you know what's funny too?
What's up?
So as Esteem gets the first kill,
wow,
running out of white window. Oh no, Rex.
Rocco needs to take notes. That's how you do it.
And Tater rotates down white stairs to cover his retreat to make sure Esteem doesn't just go 1 for 1. That's great. But you know what's funny? Back when Project Neo, when X24 gets taken out, when Eric was dropped and when Rated left the team, and they just picked up Indy and Tater, because the playstyle adversity was so much different than Project Neo. Like JJ even said, like, bro, we suck right now. They were not they did not look conducive as a roster. And then slowly but surely, I noticed the improvement. Indy and Tater got way more comfortable, and I mean, the synergy of this team is now scary, scarier than it's ever been.
It also helps that they kind of came in a package deal for Project Neo, right? They were on a team together. Wow! As we see the biggest tragedy of this year unfold right between our eyes, it's going to be a trade here. Surf finds a second kill as our C4 is ripped to take down, I believe it was Rex. Beautiful stuff there. It's going to be up and even 3 versus 3. Blastful is still alive, and he's got a very powerful position. Well, my magnets and shields alike. He's going to blow his Goyo shield here, but he's still got a lot of utility to carry him through this, hopefully, as he's just trying to waste time. A minute remains for him to see if he can spare his own life here, as player starts to push up into pallets as well as Freezer. And over from the heavens, it's going to be Noski, excuse me, to take down Blastful. A lot of pressure being applied right now by Seven Spades as Indy. Oh no, he's lost that gunfight, and Mohes will take that frag away. Tater's left in a 1 versus 3, and Seven Spades, really good coordination from them. The rotate up is going to be immediately caught as Surf takes down his 3rd kill here. Seven Spades going to take round number 7, the first round that they've taken in quite some time, and they'll begin the half with an attack win. It's not a lot you can ask for. That's a really good start from them. Let's see if they can turn this into hopefully a victory, because obviously Neo still lead by a very wide margin.
Now that cocktail clear I thought was going to be a little bit scary, because JJ was persisting for a very long time. He wasted a lot of time up there. If he had just held that angle on the pallets, Surf was 1 HP. He could have definitely won that gunfight. I think Project Neo got a little bit too over aggressive. X24 dies. Esteem tries to peek and get the refrag. He gets taken out. JJ swings New Balk to try and alleviate one of the 3 players pushing him. He gets caught because he's not aware of the angle. So those earlier kills that Project Neo, eventually that advantage just kind of faded away. Indy as well, gunfight through the floor. That was a round where Seven Spades were allowed to take their 1s, and they took full advantage of it. So great job by Seven Spades being able to isolate those players and catch them where it mattered. And they'll take their 2nd round, but they've still got to get 3 in a row on their attack just to even this up. Project Neo are not going to try again. They're immediately going to rotate back down to Kitchen, and they're going to facilitate a roam. You're going to have the Mute, who's setting up for a middle floor roam, kind of like I think it was Surf was doing on the Mute in their kitchen defenses. You've got X24 on the Vigil for even more drone denial, and you've got Indy to support with the camps.
Yeah, I'm liking the lineup here. I'm liking the variety that we're gonna see off of this roam. I think the most obvious thing that you should be looking at right now is X24. I mean, he's on a very aggressive operator with a very aggressive KD, 9 and 3. He is just shooting right now. That isn't to that isn't to downplay anyone, by the way. It's just X24 is absolutely nuts, and he's gonna take it to the spawn peaks, almost catching out ahead there, trying to play whack-a-mole, but it's not able to get away with that one. I mean, I would be careful. I guess you have the space to do that, to go for your spawn peaks. I mean, you're up 3 rounds, but Lord knows what can happen in the midst of 3 rounds. So.
Yeah.
Gotta be somewhat careful with that one, but the Lebron effect. Oh, Michael. Yeah, but other than that, Neo just wasting time here. Tater, he's got a very nice angle here, all the way over from Pillar. Kind of new one to me, but drones coming on in here. Seven Spades are gonna go for a very standard top floor clear. But no one is actually on the top floor. They've already rotated down here. C4 ripped, and he's going to have to run away. Very dangerous right now. Project Neo making sure that Seven Spades are always on their toes, as Indy is going to have to rotate away here into Bake. good stuff so far. However, from Seven Spades, is they're starting to slowly push Project Neo out of this room, but they've still got 2 more to deal with. That's both X24 and Tater, 2 very capable fraggers left alive here on the 2nd floor to try and stall as much time as possible, because if or once Seven Spades get control of the top floor, they have a sledge and they have nades. That's a lot of pressure that you want to try and alleviate. Tater and X24 will drop the freezer hatch, however, as this time starts ticking away. Seven Spades will slowly start to recover control of the 2nd floor.
So it appears that Tater and X24 are satisfied with the half of the round that they had wasted on the side of Seven Spades. Seven Spades now not even sure that they have complete control of those top floors, which they do. Which they, they'll eventually figure it out. It's just a matter of when. And then Morocco, who, for the first time this attack, will actually be able to use his utility instead of just getting blown up sky high immediately by a C4. He'll start to sledge down and try to get those vertical angles on the anchors into the site, such as Blastful with those gas grenades. You got Tater playing on the side as well. Indy, who no longer has a C4, but he's likely no longer roaming unless he's still persisting inside of coat check. First nade coming down from Morocco, trying to clear a player who just walks into his line of sight, but no, there's an ADS to cover, and that'll waste his last frag grenade. No more frag grenades on the side of the attack. No more free picks with those explosives. And the time is dwindling away. Now, the first kill will come in 25 seconds. Tater playing behind Bakery counter will get taken out by Mohes. So, good opening frag for Seven Spades, but very low time. 15 seconds on red in Harry Potter. Indy gets 1. He's looking for the 2nd by Small Bake. And it's 10 seconds left. Where is Noski with the diffuser? He's going to take a lot of damage. There's still gas grenades inside of Blastful, and X24 is going to get caught out by Mohes. He's got traded back by JJ, and the swing comes in from Surf. It's a 1v3. It's all a steam. He'll take out 1. He's got to counter the plant. It's 0-0. Where's the C4? The rotate's being covered, but he can land the frag. He threads the needle on a Noski, and Surf can't cover. And just by the skin of their teeth, Project Neo will put themselves on map point.
Oh my word, Esteem. That man does not give up. That man scares me. He peeked double with a freaking SMG-11. He peeked it with that. He has a shotgun.
Dude. Like, how did he must have shot like the butt of Noski as he was crouched over, sticking it out, planting or something, man. Holy crap.
My word.
It's the furry, he went furry mode.
Oh my word.
Can't, a 1v3. A 1v3 from Esteem, ladies and gentlemen, on the mute. Time. No C4 in his pocket. I mean, that was really getting onto the wire. 10 seconds left and we were at like a 4v4 or something, but then Seven Spades, again, they take their 1s. Project Neo kind of spread themselves thin, covering too many angles at once. They get picked off. Seven Spades takes their 1s. We end up in a 1v3, but Esteem swings Whiskey, close with the SMG-11, takes out 1, and unfortunately the angle from Surf is not enough. Again, Noski, like some singular body part from Noski must have just been sticking out. Maybe his butt or his elbow or something. Esteem was able to. He was already low on HP. Esteem was able to just finish him off and clutch the 1v3. So, Project Neo now up 6-2. You gotta win 4 attacks on Seven Spades. That is a tall order.
That is, yeah. That's a lot to ask for. This, I will just say, this has been Neo's game. I mean, they are on top of everything. The fact that Project Neo managed to clutch up that last round, more specifically, Esteem. That was some good stuff there. I think that might just be the nail in the coffin. Even though it was well played for Seven Spades to get their frags in the very last seconds. I don't know about that one. Esteem, C4 is going to be ripped here. Oh my goodness, God. Esteem! Esteem is not slowing down at all.
Rexaby's punch in the air after that one.
Rex
dude,
is,
we
oh
heard,
my goodness.
So you guys
this man
can't
needs to be
hear,
signed to an NFL team.
You guys can't hear, but so Ty, our observer, is in our team speak, and I just hear him go, while Adam's talking, I hear Ty go, oh my god, and he's like slightly ahead of us, and then Morocco beats Skylight right into Shaiko, and Tater wins the headshot. Morocco 0-9, Rexaby 1-9. The other 3 members of Seven Spades trying to put them on their backs. But it's a 5v3 disadvantage, and there's 1 minute 45 left. You've still got to deal with a shield from Indy. Well, you don't have to deal with Indy. You still have to deal with the shield, maybe. Surf does take a beating. There's still C4 on the side of X24. He's got to deal with Castle Barricades from JJ. He's got to deal with the Anchor Game from Project Neo. Now prone with the shotgun. It was X24. He'll peek out. He'll down what little was left on the Surf. Nazi gets the trade, though. Tater now finished off. Mohes on the stage looking for the long angle against X24, but X24 actually rotate to under the red hatch, and the peek comes out from Esteem. Hill is now going to find 12 kills, and it's Noski in a 1v3. Can he repeat the magic that Esteem had found last round and clutch it up, or will this be the end of 7 Spades on Cafe?
Project Neo just completely retaking what was theirs. They took piano, C4 ripped here. It might be the end of Noski, but no, he's going to survive and even take down X24. Wow. But we're just slowly ticking away towards the end. Noski doesn't even seem like he wants to recover the diffuser. He's just going to be going for the frags, which might be a smart play. Neo are split up, but they're holding angles. That's the most important part. Noski's location very well known now to Project Neo, as that bulletproof is going to spot him out. He's going to be pushing inside of Freezer. He's got one on the rotate. A beautiful shot into blast, but a refrag by Esteem. He gets his frags all the time. And Project Neo, with Esteem on double digits, as well as X24, will take map number 1 in a dominating start here for this series. This has not been the best of games here for 7 Spades, as Project Neo are showing up. They are proving that they are worth. And let's just say that Esteem, your R6 tab, my goodness, it's gonna look.
And they start attack, so we get to see first off. Actually, wait. Okay, Project Neo have done this before. They choose to attack first on Oregon.
Yeah, I mean they are a stellar attack team from what we saw on Cafe, and I really think that their sort of crossfire play and the fact that they can isolate players super well is going to help against a team like 7 Spades, who like to get very aggressive, take their ones one at a time, and I think that's where Project Neo fits in best. So I'm not surprised, honestly, that Neo are starting out on attack willingly, because as a defender, you feel really safe whenever you're inside the building, but Project Neo just take that safety and throw it out the window.
The one thing we can say about Oregon, though, is that there's much less of a proponency to roam. So it might be a little bit, it involves a lot more of the anchor game as Project Neo. Also, this is why I said X24 on Ash, because Project Neo like banning the Zofia. Not only does it take away a good portion of your utility burn on the attack, but it can disable certain players if they can, if they play a hell of a lot of Zofia. They also don't like dealing with Clash at all. Really, the only map that you will see Neo leave Clash up on is Consulate, so that JJ can play it for their top floor hold. But as I was saying, Oregon does not have, it revolves a lot more around the anchor game, and because there is so much less soft breach, it's harder to isolate the players like Neo were doing so effectively on the Cafe. So I'm interested to see how they kind of work around that. But I mean, again, Project Neo are starting on the attack. They do like their attacks, so they should be good at it. Now we see. Am I correct? Tater on Sledge, X24 on Ash, Ace, Nomad, JJ on Maverick. Let's go!
Wow.
5 for 5. Biggest goddamn brain in the world.
I'm hoping for a 6 pick. I don't like Crow with an ego. Come on.
No 6 pick. No 6 pick. This is their standard 5, because Tater is going to be on the soft breach, but because it's Oregon and it plays a lot more to the utility meta than Cafe does, you're going to bring the soft breach with nades. Because your Zofia is banned, you're going to be playing Ash all the time. X24 is their primary entry. Esteem is their secondary entry. And JJ, he's hard support. He's going to be on Maverick. Indy's the flank watch. Nomad, a great operator on Oregon all the time. The reason why you have Esteem on the Ace is because JJ is going to be doing the majority of the hard breaching, and Ace is less of a hard breacher and more of an entry with the ability to hard breach.
Yeah, I mean, we cannot understand the fact that he's a 2-speed AK-12.
I mean,
he's got an entire library just for every single team.
It's like Sherlock Holmes has the Mind Palace. I got it all. Got it all up here.
It's the what's it called? The Doctor Strange. What is it? Oh, I forgot the name. The Doctor Strange. The thing. The Doctor Strange thing.
Oh,
yeah. It's in your head, right? Like, you know what I'm talking about.
I don't remember what it's called. Wait,
yeah. But you know what I'm talking
Doctor
about.
Strange mind thing.
It's the library. It's the library. It's the library. While Crow does his research, Project Neo, seemingly they're going to be going for a very standard
Kamartage library?
That might be. It's the one with like.
Maybe.
Okay.
I never watched the movie.
Crater's nerd brain has just confirmed that for us. Thank you, Crater, for supplying us with that. But yeah, it's like that. I bet half of the people don't even know what we're talking about. So, moving on, Steam. I'm sorry, I'm so used to Steam on Ash. X24 now getting himself into Freezer, wasting absolutely no time, but there are vertical holes, so they're going to have to watch out for this. I'm assuming that they prepared for this because this can be a very default strat at times, and X24 honestly doesn't even have to push up. He can just pressure from this point that he has, but it seems like Project Neo are going to be going for a Freezer take, and they're going to have to clear out the shields as well as the Wamai discs of the Wamai. So, very, very standard so far, I think, from Project Neo. Let's see if they can respond to 2 shields playing around near Freezer with both Mohes and the Wamai of Surf, respectively, playing on those shields.
Dude,
As a minute ticks by, hatches are getting open, and just normal stuff here for Neo.
I don't know what it is with JJ, but JJ loves his red dots, and he runs it on nearly everything. We saw it on Wamai, on the MP5, despite it having access to it 1.5 times. He's now running it on the Maverick, but he's applying that back sight pressure, so that's something that 7 Speeds are going to have to be worried about while they hold off the Freezer push of X24. Now dealing with, he'll have to deal with 2 shields, like you said. There's one in the hallway from Mohes, one playing close, that's Rexavy on the Wamai. It looks like they are going to commit to the back tape. There is a Banshee ready to give 7 Spades that info for when they start pushing down or when it gets burned. There is no one directly inside of pillars, so Indy, though he doesn't know it, is free to just walk up to it and melee it. First frag grenade coming out from JJ, but no, he'll put it back in his pocket and opt to drop instead. He gets a ping on one player, but can't land the pre-fire. No, he lands the headshot before he goes down. Rexavy now gone thanks to JJ. JJ might just be recoverable, but Surf there with his own kill. Noski finishing off with a gas grenade, and now 7 Spades have 1 man in the advantage. Nade coming through to clear the player by the shield, but Surf has already backed off. Intel trying to come through for the attackers, but the Jaeger can't shoot the drone just yet. It's a little bit more intel for the attack so far persisting, but Tater will take some damage from the gas nade. Esteem trying to push back towards Freezer and retake it will go down to Surf for Surf's 2nd kill, and Surf will find a 3rd. Mohes will shut things out, and 7 Spades will take round number 1.
That was really, really interesting from Project Neo. I will say, I think they didn't have that same crossfire style that they like to bring. They didn't really have a lot of choke points going on. You didn't have really anybody bottom by the pillar pressuring anyone inside a Freezer. It really seemed like everyone on 7 Spades was just safe to play where they were and safe to pressure Project Neo where they were. So what we were seeing basically was it was Neo trying to get themselves in to bottom tower. Tower stairs, I guess, and then also push simultaneously from Freezer. That would work out if you had somebody behind pressuring them, but Blast went down whenever he dropped the hatch, and the rest of the team was smoked off from him. So eventually, 7 Spades just kind of split up Neo, and it sounds kind of weird saying this, considering that this is exactly what happened to 7 Spades last game, but 7 Spades isolated Project Neo and won their ones, and then eventually pressured everyone inside of Freezer. It just didn't seem like Neo exactly had their heads on straight, and they were pushing right into a bunch of crossfires, and not much was to be said from the attackers. No crossfires held, none of that isolation stuff that we see from Neo that's so clinical and such good siege. It will be 7 Spades to take round number 1, something that we didn't see last time. There's a 7-2, remind you, so gotta be careful.
That's kind of been the key word so far, is isolation. If 7 Spades can isolate the 1v1s, they tend to come away with the round. If Project Neo can isolate the players by taking multiple on-one engagements to clear, they typically come away with the round. So it's a game of, who isolates who, pretty much. So
yeah,
and unfortunately, because Oregon is a lot more locked down than Cafe is, just as a map in general, there's a lot less soft breaching and a lot less crossfires you can establish on the attack than you can on Cafe. It's a little bit more difficult for Project Neo to try to play into that, 2v1 engagements, 3v1 engagements, and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I mean, what Neo do so well are those 2v1, 3v1 engagements. No matter what happens, there's always an outcome on Project Neo's side where somebody is isolated and taken about. Whenever they go for a rotate that they think is safe, there's always someone there. whenever they try and win their ones, they get traded. X24 gonna start out with an opening frag onto Mohes, who really helped out Catalyst that last round in the favor of Seven Spades. But he's going to be down now, and it seems like that's basically a roam completely cleared at this point. So great stuff from Neo, and they'll start to be able to work their way up. As Rex might have an idea. Not sure if he's going to follow through with it. He's got to play really safe because, honestly, you can't lose too many bodies at this point.
And, you know, the one time that Seven Spades have a roamer, Project Neo immediately flush him out. That's what they, that's what they were looking for. They pretty much gave that pick away the moment they decided they were going to have one man with no support. So now they're going to try and clear out the player's Kiz Zors, but instead Morocco will clear out Tater, using those holes to his advantage because, after all, holes work both ways. So great kill there, knocking out the buck, alleviating a lot of that downstairs pressure that Project Neo were trying to assert. Now JJ trying to cook a nade, but he'll be peeked with the nade in his pocket, and they have not done their due diligence. There's still an ADS covering the big window. He'll wait for a teammate to try and burn it away with the flashes. I believe it is now Indy rotating over. The flash will go through, and so soon will the nade from JJ. We'll start cooking it. It could bank off the shield and likely kill Noski, but it'll only do some chip damage, but the shield has been taken out. Indy will now be on the window trying to cut off the attic rotate, and Esteem takes out Rexavy, who looks like he eventually followed through with his idea, and that was to go downstairs. X24 will now command white. He'll take out Morocco. Esteem is refragged, but JJ pushes in big window. It's now Surf in a 1v3. JJ trying to get the plant down. There is no chance for any denial by Surf because the angles are being covered. One from Games, one on the rappel. He can't land the shot on the man Games, and X24 will get the 2K to win the round. Project Neo will take round number 2.
Surf really thought he had the attic held down, but in the end, the entire site just started to collapse on top of him, and he was the only one left standing, and he didn't get pushed once.
Yeah.
It's
I
interesting
still have
how
attic,
Neo
guys.
play.
I still have attic.
You want to push me? I dare you. Like, but yeah, I like that from Neo. You know, they know that there's gonna be a lot of utility, especially with the Wamai shield being played there, because obviously you can continue to add utility that will continue to be dumped if you're pushing over from attic as an attacker. Neo just said, nah, we're good. They pushed up white. They had blast on big window, which I feel like was the big factor out of that entire round, was blast on big window. And even better yet, just to spice it a little bit more up, they cleared the roamer immediately. So you had 3 players, they were, counting. You had 3 players being pushed by 5 because Surf was still inside of attic. And, well, nades came through, shields were destroyed, and everyone was basically left unsafe on the defensive side. And eventually positions that you would expect to be held by a defender are now in the hands of an attacker. And Project Neo played clinically. They play like Project Neo do, and it was just beautiful stuff from them. So I think that what Seven Spades could do a lot better is rotations. They need to adapt a lot better. Whenever a call is made that, oh, they're not pushing attic, I think that Surf needs to rotate out. Something needs to happen on that end. They need to start focusing their guns on angles that are actually being pushed, because Project Neo got in pretty much rent-free. There was not a lot of clearing that they had to do. I think the main thing that they had to do was get rid of, I believe it was Smoke's shield right inside of dorms.
Yes.
But once he did that, I mean, it was free range. It came down to gunfights, and we know how good Neo are at that.
And once he did that too, right? So they clear out Mohes earlier, while the site take is going on after, who was it that died? After somebody died. Rexavy tries to go for a flank, but his team's watching it. And Project Neo have the info. They know there's one guy attic, there's one guy kids, and there's one guy still playing by the shield. But unfortunately for Tater, doesn't look at that small little opening in the barricade, and that little opening is all Rexavy needs to get the very first frag. Now, no nades on Tater. That is definitely going to be a punch in the gut, especially with how influential those nades were in the last round. Though, Tater was the early pick on the Buck, and they were still able to win it out in the... Well, it was a 4v4 at that point, but they were still able to win it out. Didn't necessarily need those nades, because last time JJ only had one set, but still a good opening frag for Rexavy.
Really good opening frag from Rexavy. Getting rid of... I think nades, I guess, is your key thing if we're looking at this very blank, but it's also just the fact that they just alleviate so much pressure. Honestly, getting an opening frag against Neo is the best thing you can do against them. Rex is going to prep a C4. I don't think anyone's home for that one. Just going to slide by and take nobody out as Neo start to prep their push. Eventually, Mohes and Morocco are going to have to rotate out soon because their site's being pressured right now. Project Neo are not stopping to try and go for this roam clear. Now, this could hurt them or this could help them because right now, Mohes and Morocco are starting to rotate towards the site while Morocco going for the aggressive play. C4 is going to be ripped, but I think it was called out as there's a player sitting bottom main to call out Morocco inside of Classroom. So Blast should be able to find this out. He will even find the C4 and take it down as Indy takes down Rex. So it's going to be evened out here. 4-4 scoreline. Project Neo starting to get a little bit in their element as well as Attic going to fall. Given to Project Neo. I think the shield also is gone. So this is going to be really good from Neo if they're able to just clear out players. Mohes pressured from literally every angle possible as he tries to rotate out white. He'll get caught off guard as Indy finds his second kill. 4 versus 3 in Surf. He's on the flank, but there's an air jab. He's got to be really careful about that one. The diffuser's going down as Indy finds 3. It's going to be back and forth until 2 players go down on the side of 7 Spades. It's going to be X24 and Xteam to clear everything up. And Project Neo just storming the site. If we want to go back to examples of pressure and how good the crossfires are for Project Neo, go back to that player that just tried to rotate through right. I believe it was Mohes. He got opened up all the way from the master door, from the game's wall. Excuse me. He tried to rotate out. Indy was there. Indy got 3 kills off of that big window. The way that Project Neo are playing not only these angles but specifically big window, it's just not allowing 7 Spades to breathe at all. This is the Neo we saw in Cafe as they take the lead 2-1. Great stuff from them. Let's see what they can do, as it is going to be a laundry hold here from 7 Spades. The one site that they did take quite convincingly.
Yeah, again, the crossfires. Every time they were like, this guy is on site. We droned this guy out. Let's get him. And they got him. It was like the perfect hitman at that point. I mean, Project Neo, right? Dorms is a little bit easier to get those crossfires because you have Games Wall, you have Trophy. If you take Attic, you have Big Window. Sometimes you even have White Stairs, like that first round, the first try of Dorms that X24 just kind of walked up like and killed 2 people. But this is the site that 7 Spades were able to hold down because basement is very how would you say it? The angles in basement are typically very static. You don't have a lot of opportunity to make your own crossfires as the attack. You have to take the defenders head on with your utility or your gunplay and hope you come away with the one. And 7 Spades, this is the site they were able to take last round because Project Neo couldn't do that. And now they're going to play a little bit more aggressively in bunk. They have Noski on a shield just right in the middle of it. And I imagine 7 Spades are going to be very aware of this freezer push this time and have just as much utility dedicated to it as they did in the previous time.
It can be really rough attacking this basement site, especially when you only have really 4 pressure points and 2 of them were locked down. Last round that we saw this site being played, freezer was completely nullified by 7 Spades. They just could not push that whatsoever. And back tower was pressured by a bunch of gas grenades as well as crossfires. Now, what 7 Spades are trying to do is nullify the position inside a bunker. The crossfire is there, as they've got Mohes and Smoke playing this shield very aggressively. There's only 1 player sitting there, though, and I think he's just going to be there to basically stall time to see if he can get rid of the shield. He basically has a certain checklist if he wants to make sure that this round goes his way. One of those things is the shield. Blast, he was very successful last time when opening up this hatch, but what he decided to do was a little bit interesting, dropping the hatch and dropping the diffuser in the process as he died out. So let's see if he can play this a little bit more carefully as 7 Spades just locking everything down. Very aggressive angles being played by them as Mohes running out of bunker while 3 players are standing outside. That right there, that's pretty inexcusable from Project Neo. You cannot lose that. It's going to be a player down here for 7 Spades, and it doesn't seem like a refrag is going to happen.
I guess that was a bit of an uncharacteristic lack of coverage on that 1 player, but Indy pushing down backstairs will take out Rexvy. That nade, I guess, from earlier not actually taking out the Banshee, but Surf will get taken out by JJ. Mohes is there for the refrag, and he'll get his 3rd kill of the round as he turns on Indy. The tower stairs pressure now alleviated. It's X24 and a Steam. Entry duo for Project Neo to try and clutch up a 2v3. 1 player still downstairs in construction, and 1 player trying to pressure tower stairs as X24 will now leave, maybe take his assault elsewhere. For now, he'll regroup with the Steam on the middle floor. The E-box hatch is open, which appears to be where X24 wants to jump down, but neither of them, well, X24 has 1 drone. Esteem has none, which is probably why he's tasked with flank watch, and that's aggressive from Mohes, ill-advised. He'll go down, and now there's no more pillars pressure. There's one frag for Noski, traded out by X24. And ladies and gentlemen, this round will come down to a 1v1. It's Morocco versus X24. 2 entries from both the squads. X24 still has 1 breaching round and 1 flash grenade, as well as a drone should he want to use it. He'll flash up over the shelf, and he'll use his drone. He knows he has a decent amount of time, but does not expect Morocco in the hallway. Full sprints right into the site and right into the waiting arms of the MPX. 7 spades will even us out at 2 apiece.
Beautiful plays there from Mohes to get a 3rd kill. Sorry, a 3K rather. I really think that solidified the round there. Project Neo. I don't think they were really expecting 23%. Wow, that is a lot of run out kills. Like
nearly a 4th.
I mean, like, you don't expect that to be a lot, but that is a lot. That is runouts. They aren't very common. You get away with them once or twice. So far, Mohes has gotten away with 3 of them. So great stuff from him. I really think he was the highlight player of that entire round, just being able to take down 3 kills and basically nullify all of Neo's pushes. I'm really surprised that you said it yourself, really uncharacteristic out of Neo, they couldn't cover players outside of bunker. I mean, there were 3 players there, and Mohes managed to slip by. A lot of that comes down, honestly, to the shield that Noski was playing. I mean, what are your options at that point, whenever you just get ran out on? You either have to be there at the right time, peeking the exact same angle that your Jaeger's about to run out on, or what else? You peek the shield. Not very advisable. Really ill-advised to peek a shield. So,
Tater.
A lot of options just weren't really available there for Project Neo, and Mohes took advantage of that. Albeit, I don't know if you knew that, but he managed to get 3 anyway. And I think that just kind of solidifies the round. That's one of those rounds that just came down to the kills that happened.
That's also, Tater, not having a great time on this map so far. He's been the opening death the past 2 rounds. As Sledge, as an operator with nades, was not the best. He could have definitely used that utility in the last round, especially he was the guy that got run out on, and he also died the previous round. He died running past the front door to a little bitty hole in the barricade from Rexity. But now it's dorms again. Project Neo have won this site twice. 7 spades. We'll see if 3rd time truly is the charm, and if they can take a round back and take the lead. But if Project Neo just do what they've done every single round, and that is make sure that the roamers cannot rotate back to site, catch them with the flank watch, and pressure out, have great crossfires on the site players themselves, and this could yet again be another round for them. 7 spades need to make sure that they can counter the crossfires from Project Neo with some of their own.
I mean, so far, they've been pretty decent at that whenever it comes to their basement holds, but Neo are 2 for 2 on this upstairs take. Blast's going to waste no time here getting into meeting, and the rest of the team are going to start to push on out as they have full control of that eastern side of the top floor. However, as we see, both Morocco and Mohes, I knew I was going to say it, Mohes, both Morocco and Mohes. No, don't bring that back. Come on now. We're past that. We're past that age. But yeah, both Mohes and Morocco are somewhat roaming, and honestly, so far for what we've seen from 7 spades, their flanks don't tend to work out a lot. They're either mistimed or just flanking the wrong thing. So they're going to have to make a rotate back sooner or later as Project Neo start to open up everything around 7 spades, especially that attic wall. That could be really precious. As you can see, Surf is basically stuck inside of attic with no way out. This is one of those things that we see a lot from Project Neo. One of those key words that we've been talking about, me and you, Crow, isolation. But at the same time, Surf has actually managed to get away scot-free, as Steam is also very low on HP. Indy on a very powerful position here that he was able to take advantage of last time playing on the big window. He was such a huge benefactor for the reason why Project Neo were able to win this round. Surf is just skirting by bullets, man. This man does not care for his life at the moment. First gas grenade dropped here by Noski as Blastpool starting to go for the plant here, and it's being covered pretty well here.
Don't know where
gas
it
grenade's
is.
coming in out here. Tater's taking down Morocco, and it's just a frag fest as the diffuser goes down. Blast is stuck inside of attic, and it's just going to be trade after trade, a 2 versus 2 here, as Indy finds 2 and X24 finds another. It's all down to Mohes, and he can't do it. X24, absolutely insane from him. The rest of Project Neo getting trade after trade, and not a single kill from Seven Spades went in the way of them. There was no double kill from them. Neo were just able to refrag every single time, and Project Neo managed to stick a plan off that really, realistically, should not have happened.
They had no clue where it was. You saw the positions of the gas canisters. One went way wide over towards the trophy door. Then they were like, maybe it's going down by games. Threw it over by games, and JJ was just sitting in the corner by the attic door, minding his own business, typing away. And nothing from Seven Spades was able to counter it out. Then you have the most influential positions of the attack in that round. X24 on the attic ledge, and Indy, the Rock, on big window, did not move from that position the entire round once he got there, and he was able to find 2 picks off of it because Seven Spades were scrambling inside of the site on the post plant trying to figure out how the hell that happened. And like you said, every time they got a kill, Project Neo was there to answer. Even when Seven Spades got 2 in a row, Project Neo got 2 in a row of their own. And by then, I mean, X24 is just holding down the ledge perfectly. He gets 2. Indy gets 2 from the big window. And even JJ had 1 as he got off the plant and killed one of the players, I believe, on the kids' dorms rotate, I think is where his kill was. But that was, it just, I can't believe Project Neo got away with that. That was, the plant went down and like all hell broke loose. And those 2 key positions won them out the round. And now, Seven Spades are not going to opt to go to dorms. I agree with that. You got slammed there 3 times. I don't think you want to go there again. They're gonna go meeting, and curiously enough, Mo Hess is going to hold T3. Not something we see a whole lot of.
I like what you said, Crow. All that made sense, but I won't lie. I was really distracted at the fact that fact that we just saw dropped was called bringing the meatballs. I couldn't even figure out what the fact said. I was
it was the first time someone's run Maestro. Bringing the Italian sausage. That is just okay.
X24. Wow, Rex is just wow. Rex is not having the best of days. I will say that much. He's got like a combined of 4 kills throughout the entire map, and he's not gonna be happy about that one. Jeez, that is a nice shot there from X24, and he might even get a second. Morocco can't finish the kill! X24, are you kidding me? By the skin of his teeth, he finds a second kill!
Even he's confused!
How?
Oh,
now
prone on white!
Top white. Oh, it's a Canadian. It's a Canadian. He switches weapons at the wrong time, and he'll get taken out, but still, 2 kills from X24 that he absolutely should not have gotten. Whatsoever.
No. He walks up white
happened.
and waited. Rexavy rotates to white and dies. And then X24, I don't know how he drop shotted with the 5-7, and that's what got him the kill, I guess, as he survived with 1 HP. Noski finally with 3 frag, but again, it's Ash for pretty much your entire roam. I would take that trade any day of the week, and even more so, as Surf is now down on the floor, completely irrecoverable. Tater will finish him off. It's Mo Hess and Noski, the last 2 defenders to clutch up a 2v4, and neither of them are even remotely close to kitchen where the attack is coming from. Mo Hess will try to retake the top floor as Noski goes over towards the green hall and into the kitchen doorway, but gets killed from the holes above by Tater. Tater rotating through will fall right into the waiting arms of Mo Hess. Now Mo Hess has those top angles to use to his advantage, but will he be able to spot out the planter? JJ's just gonna go for it. There is nowhere he can see him. He can barely see the fingers. No, he doesn't have the angle. It's a free plant, and as he's distracted by the holes below, Indy will just walk up white, and from where the round began, the round will end. And it is a 4-2 advantage for Project Neo after their Oregon attack. And Adam, I guess now we know why they chose to start on the typically what a lot of people consider to be the disadvantageous side.
They are insane. That is why. Thank you. That is it. That is the only reason why I'm here. I'm done now. My cast is over.
I see.
Yeah. Thank you. Good night. But yeah. X24. Come on, man. That dude, if he's ever put in a survival situation where he's got the
gift of God or something.
He has to kill a bear with his
him.
bare hands. Yeah, he has to fight a polar bear just with his hands. He'll do it. He'll get out of it. He will. The fact that he's able to get away with 2 kills is a really crucial moment that, yeah, it was funny at first, but looking back at it, I think that might have secured the round. Honestly. 7 Spades, because of that play, were able to take control of the top floor and get into, of all sites, in the kitchen. That is your central hub if you are a defender. That is where everything sits. That is where your entire plan lies. And Neo managed to plant inside of kitchen. With all the vertical holes, with beautiful nades, by the way. I don't think there's been enough nade kills this game. That one was really important. I think it was by Tater.
Actually, has there been,
Really
like...
important.
He downed the Maestro
He
and then
downed
finished
him with
him
a
off.
nade.
But
Yeah,
has there
that
been
was-
a nade kill at all?
Not a confirmed nade kill, but
Okay.
I mean, if you want to consider that Tater did down the Maestro with his nade,
He did.
that was a nade. Well, we can call it a nade kill. The nade got the kill, so that really set off Project Neo. And it's the fact that 7 Spades, they're the team that's supposed to be making these round-winning plays. When Mohez got a 3K, that was a round-winning play. X24, out of nowhere, has gotten his 10th kill of this game because he is insane. Who is this guy? What?
He's X24, man. It's Logan.
What is he doing in CCS? Get him into the leagues. Get him to Pro League.
I think he's 16.
Give this man a salary. Oh, he is.
Yeah, reduce the age requirement. Just for him.
Reduce the age requirement.
And now JJ
X24
is just
crazy.
JJ is just gonna peek the mini stairs over and over again. He's just gonna stand there, and now Indy is on Jaeger. That is not a sight that I have seen in a very, very long time. That threw me for a loop. He's gonna be the player tasked with holding elbow. JJ is still on tower stairs. And he's just gonna play aggressively, and all 4 of 7 Spades are now stacked up on bunker. So if they all push Indy, then they'll have a hell of a time as Surf will actually burn an air jab on that ADS, but now Blastful has rotated back down to support the bunker hold. In fact, I think Indy just reinforced elbow. So at this point, Project Neo, I think, might be satisfied with the control they're holding. And they do have E-Box hatch open. He can almost see the head of the Maverick if he just gets a little bit lower. JJ's contesting close. But if a Steam doesn't get taken off this E-Box hatch, I mean, so many teams we've seen fall because they try to challenge the high ground and lose.
I have the high ground, he says, as...
Oh,
I mean, yeah.
The high ground
Don't ever do that again. The fact that a Steam actually even has this angle blows my mind. How is 7 Spades not in meeting right now? What is going on? They should have this control if they have E-Box hatch open. Or if they know that E-Box hatch is open. Even if they didn't open it, they need to get up into meeting. Blastful, oh my goodness! The deputy!
He got a pre-fire through a Maverick hole with the AUG?
And he's the only one that can do that. And the Steam from above will take the head off of Noski. That hatch is so crucial here for the defense. Morocco losing all of his HP here as he's going to try and recover this round with Surf. As he'll taken down over in Pillar. It's all up to Morocco. And it seems like we might get the 6th flawless round of CCS and the 2nd flawless round from Neo as Indy takes down Morocco. Project Neo are looking unstoppable right now. Unstoppable. Wow. Beautiful stuff from them.
I'm telling you, man, as soon as Indy and Tater started to mesh with the squad, the firepower this roster has is insane. And the thing is, they don't play for the firepower. They play structured and fall back on it when they need to. And that's really, in my mind, what sets Project Neo apart. They have the fragging power, but they do not play for the fights. They play for the multiple on-1 engagements. They play for the trades and only fall back on their firepower when they need it. And now they lead 5-2. They're on their Oregon defense. They need to take 2 defenses. On Oregon, that's like a walk in the park. And they're going to try to do it on meeting. They're not going to go to dorms just yet. They'll go to the 3rd bomb site. Interestingly enough. And X24 is not on Vigil. He's not on Jaeger. He's gonna be on Rook.
Well,
is he gonna spawn peek?
I talked to him. I hope so. I talked to him while we wait to see if X24 is gonna get off yet another spawn peak. I talked to a few people about this, mainly Frozen of X Beast Coast, the coach of Challenge League Team Beast Coast. Whenever I asked him his thoughts on the changes of Doc losing his ACOG and Rook losing his ACOG and getting the 2X, he told me that we're gonna run Rook. Rook is really good now because he has that sight. Yeah, he might not be any Doc, but to be honest with you, have we seen Doc a lot at all in competitive play?
Very, very little.
Yes. And Rook, now with that sight, he is so versatile. That is what made Doc so good. Exactly. So I think we're going to see a lot of Rook nowadays, and I think that X24 can capitalize on this because whenever we talk about how good Project Neo are with their crossfires, X24 is the main catalyst of that. He is the main reason why we see those crossfires held. Blastpool's going to have to run away, though, as he's going to ditch the entire hold inside a tower as he's pressured out. But what's important is that his life is completely intact. X24, we talked about those impacts. There might be a play possibly coming for Tater as he's just waiting by this castle barricade. He'll hit the deck, shoot out a drone, and see what happens now. Because right now, 7 spades, they're all stacked up inside of tower, but there is no safety. You have a player sitting in the bottom tower. Yes, 7 spades are aware of that. But then you have Tater peeking these angles. You have X24 possibly positioned by the castle barricade. While 7 spades try to go for this attack, they are going to be challenged from as many angles as possible. The wall will fall, however, into meeting as it's going to be sledged completely wide open. Blastpool getting a little bit too aggressive, though. Rexaby is going to win that fight. He's been pretty proficient when it comes to his one-on-one gunfights, and he'll take that angle down. A minute 30 left, and a lot of what 7 spades need to get done is done. Now they just had to start clearing the players out of meeting and also worry about the pressure that could come from that castle barricade, possibly being left wide open. And Tater playing by sandbags. This could be a really interesting play considering that he's been droned out.
The Jaeger is also still upstairs. Speaking of the Rook, X24 will put that 2-time scope to good use. Down goes Surf, down goes the Maverick, and down goes any nades that were left unused. You still have a set on Morocco, but the ADSs have not been sufficiently cleared. He will get into Green Hall and onto the steps, trying to nade through the drone hole and clear the Kaid, but he's already long gone. In fact, Morocco, the only damage he'll do is to himself. A 2-on-1 engagement right now going on against X24, and he'll spot the prone, not land the kill, but he'll do a lot of damage. Smoke's coming out as well from 7 spades, but no plant facilitated. Just a little bit of a waste of utility. One player, in fact, rotating over to Garage, able to pressure to back split while the rest of the team goes towards the take. He'll use the Ash charge. Down goes the castle barricade, but there is Indy. He'll take out Mohes, as Mohes doesn't even look in the right direction. Noski's gonna prone in, but he'll die to the Kaid. Morocco with a trade on Indy, but a double kill for Tater. It's Rexaby in a 1 versus 3. 20 seconds left, and he will kill the Rook. X24 now dead. Tater is also on barely any HP, but Rexaby does not have the time. He's got 10 seconds. He's not able to kill the Kaid. Tater will get a triple kill, and he will put Project Neo on map and match point.
Can we just preface that Tater has been here for like half of the round, and he got droned? They knew he was here.
Like 3 times. He just sat there the whole round.
He's just chilling.
He went from proning under a castle barricade to proning by sandbags and got 3 picks.
That man put up the lawn chair on sandbags. He was having it. He was just enjoying his time there.
Even if Rexaby
was enjoying his stay.
Even if Rexaby lands the 1 shot he needed to kill Tater, Esteem has attic hatch control. And if he has attic hatch control and Rexaby's got 10 seconds left, there is no chance Rexaby gets that plant down. So even if he gets that kill, it would have been impactless. X24 11-4, and again, remember I talked about Indy. I talked about how he just does his job and gets the kills. He's on 10-4 from most of that being from playing big window on their dorms takes.
I mean, what can you say? Is there much of anything left to say? This is clinical Project Neo. I'll say it again. I said it on Cafe. I'm okay with repeating myself. He's just, it's clinical Neo. This is clinical Neo. They are playing absolutely out of their minds right now. Crossfire's established. Absolutely established. No matter what turn you make as 7 spades, there's always going to be a player from Project Neo instigating a push, instigating some sort of crossfire, and you're just never safe. I mean, we were looking at 7 spades stacked inside of tower. No one at the time was actively aggressing them because Blastpool had just rotated back inside of sight. And nobody was, and they weren't safe. Yeah. Even though they weren't even being pressured whatsoever. They weren't safe. Because, every time that 7 spades try to go for some sort of push, there's going to be a crossfire. A lot of that came down to the Kaid of Indy. Or sorry, was it Tater? It was Tater or Indy. One of the two.
Yeah, Tater.
It was Tater. Thank you. The fact that Tater was able to play that position is all thanks to Project Neo's crossfires. No normal team would have gotten away with that.
Seven Spades probably wouldn't have gotten away with that. Do you think we're gonna see? Do you think we're gonna see the two
The
seven
double
spades?
2 7 spades.
The 2-time.
Oh no.
I would feel so. Bad.
This is that is.
And I mean, now they gotta take dorms. Probably. Would you consider dorms better than laundry?
Well, the way that Neo are playing this, absolutely not. Or sorry, the way that Neo have been playing it, absolutely not. Like whenever they were on attack, the way that Neo played their crossfire really showed a lot of the vulnerabilities of that upstairs site. And the way that Seven Spades played defense downstairs showed how good downstairs could be. So no, I think that upstairs has a lot of angles that you need to watch out for. And we are seeing that actually actively in progress right now as X24, the opening frag here from Seven Spades. That is not something that we say very often, but Seven Spades will get the opening kill. But look at that, immediately traded out as Mohes gonna die right on satellite window to the swinging smoke. No team could have gotten away with that except for Project Neo, as no finished kill there. However, Surf is extremely low on HP, and his location very well known. A swing there from Blastful just to finish it off. It's going to be a second kill here. The Deputy is having none of that, as it's going to be another swing from Tater to take down Morocco.
Dude.
It's a 4 versus 2 as Revexi, Rusevi, and Noski sit on match point. This is the play that they need to make. We talk about how Seven Spades are all about how they can make their plays. Can they make a play? Can they get a double kill? Now is the time as Blast yet another swing here, looking for his third, but he can't claim it. Noski will find that kill instead and almost finding the head there of another player inside of Attic, but can't do it just yet. It's going to be a beautiful shot there from Tater as Noski is left in a 1 versus 3. The IGL of Seven Spades can't do it, as Tater has had enough. He'll get a triple kill, and it's going to be Project Neo, a double 2 to 7 Spades on Oregon, on Cafe. It doesn't matter the map. Project Neo played the best that I've seen them in quite some time. Clinical siege from them, excellent attacks, beautiful defenses, and it's just all so flawless. Not a single round there was won on the attack from Seven Spades, and you can see Project Neo